It is 8 a.m. on Sunday, November 5th, and I'm at the range. Why? Well, last weekend I was sick, and it's Oregon in November. So we've hit the rainy season. I'm supposed to have no rain until 10 a.m. As soon as I saw that, which was about 6 a.m. this morning, it's like, I got to get on it. So raced out the door. Got a lot of projects we're working on, plus recovery from going to visit CMMG. That was a pretty interesting trip. But I have 3 guns that I need to knock out. First off, the Mk23 Power X-Calibur. This is the CO. It's optics ready. Of course, you guys know why we don't run optics in these tests, but really curious about these Mk23s. We shot them way back in May, but we were jet lagged. We were really tired from whirlwind trip. We were shooting in a converted fallout bunker there in Slovakia using NATO spec ammo. So narrow indoor space, lots of noise, NATO spec ammo, being a little tired. And it felt to me at the time like this new operating system. And if you guys haven't seen how Power has changed, it's the only company I know of that when they do a generational update, they also updated their action. It's pretty cool. But article over on gbgunsdepot.com to break down the changes and what's new about these. But when we shot them, it didn't feel as smooth as the Mark 12s that I had at home. Didn't have a Mark 12 there on hand, ready to compare against. And like I said, there was so much going on that we were trying to knock out while we were there. So I walked away from that first impression with, are these going to be as good as the Mark 12s? But I couldn't do that until I was going to be testing here at home range, known ammo, having the Mark 12 side by side, normal conditions-ish. I mean, I've been living in the Northwest for a while, I'm used to it. So in addition to a full review of the Mark 12 Excalibur CO, plan on doing a little bit of side-by-side just to try to see if I can feel much of a difference. Now, the traction is greatly enhanced on these Mk23s, so that's going to play a role. But I should be sensitive enough to tell if there's a recoil difference. And the big bad boy, Mk23, this is the Match CO. And if you haven't seen, the tabletop's probably not out yet, but this dust cover is stainless steel. It's part of the stainless steel billet chassis that's inside of Power, but it's all one piece versus your polymer front end on a normal one. And what that has done is added about 5 ounces compared to the Mark 12s that we already know of non-reciprocating nose weight. That should keep the nose down quite a bit, should make it pretty flat shooting. I'm excited about that, and I will compare it with the regular Excalibur at the end, try a drill or two to see if I can figure out how much those 5 ounces makes a difference. I mean, most YouTubers run a big old heavy light on the front of their gun so that they look smoother while they're shooting. This is kind of doing that same thing. It's meant for competition use. And then by popular demand, because I have the best audience, folks that like the weird stuff, as if Excalibur wasn't already, or Power wasn't already unconventional enough, thanks to the patrons, we picked up a TS9. These were never supposed to be on the US market, as I had been told by Taurus. A small group of them came in. Someone on the internet said that it was a contract overrun. Maybe the Brazilian police or military said, no, we don't want those. And so only a few of them will be coming into the US. But what I'm excited about is it is a Bubitz pistol. It's not quite the BB6. I thought about bringing out the BB6 to compare it against, but the BB6 has so many more features and Austrian construction quality versus the Brazilian, although I gotta say, for a Taurus, this feels pretty good. A more realistic side-by-side, I think, is the Taurus G3, which is why I understood this would never come to the US. They didn't want these two competing for the same chunk of the market. So these may be a collector's piece, may just fade away into obscurity. They have some nice features on it. Patrons, you guys have already seen tabletops on all of these, so you know what I'm talking about. Beyond that, I got a lot more projects, just don't have time to get them done. I am all set up. Sounds like the rain is 2 hours early, so I'm going to try to get this stuff filmed as quickly as possible. Patrons, you can watch for these coming to you probably in the next week. Non-patrons, the depot is your second place, quickest place to find the full reviews of these, and then regular YouTube on the main channel probably throughout the month of November and December. These will be sprinkled out because we still have a lot of other stuff that we haven't published yet, and putting out 2 a week to keep it predictable, Wednesdays and Saturdays on the main channel means I can only publish 2 a week. Occasionally I squeeze in something extra, but that throws people off their rhythm, so I don't do it. If you're curious about the hat, took my hat out of the car when we went to Missouri to visit CMMG. We got home from CMMG, brought everything to the house, and today in packing up, I did not even think about grabbing a GB Guns hat because, well, there's always one in the car, right? So today I'm wearing Hornady, but hey, it's one of the last American-owned ammo companies out there. Might as well support them. All right, I'm gonna get to filming and look forward to seeing you guys over on the main channel for these reviews when they come out, or patrons, like I said, we'll be talking probably this week.